How many times do people have to constantly try to go and seek help and can't get it, and it's 2 lives have to be lost for people to wake up, for the police to wake up, for the law to get involved, for help to get done. It's a sad, sad situation. Domestic violence is so serious, and I so hate that happened to that family, and I hate that 2 lives was lost yesterday.
A neighbor in a Lexington County neighborhood heard gunfire around 9:15 a.m. and then found 2 victims on the front lawn. Soon after, detectives continued to speak with neighbors near the scene about what they might have seen and heard that morning.
Major crimes detectives have been in this subdivision. They've been up and down the roads and all around the different homes, speaking to neighbors, knocking on doors just to see what they know, what they might have heard around 9:15.
Based on what investigators determined, it appeared to be an isolated incident. Jamie and Jasmine Green were from Columbia, South Carolina, according to reports. Both were always gorgeous, not just on the outside, but on the inside too, according to the sisters' cousin, Kelly. They were both members of Brooklyn Baptist Church, according to local reports, and had an outstanding bond with their mother. Jamie Green was 20 years old. She graduated from Gray Collegiate Academy class of 2019. Her friends and family described her as a sweetheart. She was a new mom as well and stated she loved everything about being a new mother.
And wash me over until my well runs dry. Sin I, oh sin I, oh me, baby, baby.
Jamie was also a business owner. She stated she wanted to start her business as young as 15 years old, and her mother helped her create that dream. She owned a boutique called Kardashian Closet, where she sold trendy items such as sunglasses, fur shoes, and lashes. Jasmine Green was her older sister, who was 25 years old. Jasmine was an alumni of Brooklyn High School. She was also a talented entrepreneur like her sister and her mother at Kardashian Flow Beauty Salon. Jasmine was described as loving, caring, and nurturing. She was a mother of 2 beautiful children. In her spare time, she served for years in curriculum at Martin Luther King's Park. According to reports, one of the sisters got involved in a relationship that turned toxic. The sister had allegedly left, and she desperately tried her best to stay away from. Sadly, on the morning of November 15, 2021, the man she was allegedly trying to stay away from came to her residence, causing a fatal disturbance.
Starting off with disturbing news out of Lexington County.
That's right, Darcy, and I'm Andrea Mock. Very sad update now from officials in Lexington County. We'll tell you what we know. 3 people are dead after a shooting earlier today.
According to reports, a neighbor called 911 around 9:15 a.m. after hearing gunfire. The neighbor that heard those shots then found 2 victims on the front lawn.
This started about 9:15 when a neighbor heard some gunshots. That neighbor then responded to the scene in the 200 block of Woodcote Road and found 2 gunshot wound victims, immediately notified us. We responded, realized that we had a shooting incident, and then began our investigative steps to get the response initiated there at that point.
Police came shortly after, trying their best to render aid to the victims. Sadly, the girls were pronounced deceased at the scene. According to local news reports, police spent several hours trying to collect evidence and interviewing the neighbors for more information. Unfortunately, the suspect was nowhere to be found when the police were there.
It's like a big cloud over our neighborhood. It's a sad, sad situation domestic violence is so serious, and I so hate that that happened to that family, and I hate that 2 lives was lost yesterday. Just talking about it, it gets me choked up because I can't even fathom how she feels, and my heart deeply, deeply aches for her and the family. My heart aches for the children that don't have their moms.
I just saw all the police and emergency vehicles. I saw the, pink comforter covering one of the young ladies up, and it was just disheartening. I mean, it's just something that doesn't happen, and you pray that it never does. It's a loss for words with it. It really is. I just can't, we just keep thinking about, the mom, the dad, the daughters, and the babies and the brothers.
Officers said based on the information they collected, it appeared to be an isolated incident and there were no reason to believe that there was an ongoing threat to the community.
Everything points to this being an isolated incident. Based on what we know and what we've been able to determine up to now, we don't have any reason to believe that this situation is anything other than an isolated incident. We also have no reason to believe that the person involved in this represents a threat to the public at large.
During the investigation, the county sheriff's department said that prior to the shooting, there were 2 calls for service associated with the same address and the parties involved, both on the same day of March of this year. And luckily, less than 48 hours in the investigation, officers found the suspected gunman parked in Richland County.
Well, today we have learned the name of the man Lexington County deputies say 2 sisters before killing himself.
Tyrone Durham Jr., now identified as the suspected gunman, was found deceased with a self-inflicted wound in his parked car. 2 months earlier, Durham was charged with assault battery 3rd degree. This went to domestic violence court because it was an intimate partner violence case. However, it was not charged as domestic violence because at the time, he and the victim were not classified as household members under the statute. According to the police, Durham pled guilty as charged in this case and was sentenced to 30 days in jail, suspended to completion of 28 weeks of counseling at the Domestic Abuse Center, and he completed his counseling. The police did not tell whether or not that case involved one of the sisters. The family celebrated the sisters with a balloon release, vigil, and a beautiful homegoing service. The 2 girls were very popular in their community, and this situation broke the hearts of many people.
Our family is bent, but we're not broken. We recognize now that for those sweet babies, we will stand together and we will protect them and we will love them fiercely and we will love them the way their mamas would love them and raise them to be just amazing humans.
These 2 young ladies did not deserve this. Their families didn't deserve this. Their children didn't deserve this. I will continue to keep her friends, family, especially their children, in my thoughts and prayers. You guys, let me know your thoughts and your opinions down below. Let's respect each other, especially the victims and their families, in the comment section. I thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys. Stay protected. And with that being said, don't forget to check on your loved ones.